10 shlokas actually. They talk about the initial 10 shlokas, they talk about how Krishna brings bhakti, path of bhakti, and he emphasizes on surrender, um, where he wants us to completely surrender to him, our mind, our intellect, whatever we do. Everything when you surrender to me, then I will manifest. As I said, this is like even if you take it from a physical, metaphysical, need not be a person as Krishna. We must first accept. If we accept with faith that there is a consciousness which is the supreme and which is having infinite potential, that controls the entire universe, structure and functions. Everything is controlled and it permeates every living being, non-living being, the spaces in between. Everything is pervaded by that consciousness. This fundamental principle, if we accept, then the law of Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna is considered to be a representative of that consciousness, of that energy, that vast cosmic energy. So, when we surrender, even if we don't think of that consciousness as Krishna or Mahavishnu, just think of consciousness and your mind and buddhi, which are part of the Prakriti, that is another aspect of creation. So, this mind, body, and all the living beings, we're all part of that nature. Matter, you can say. When we surrender, this mind has the ability to surrender. When that surrenders, that means it becomes in low profile. Before the consciousness. And where is it? Within our body, outside also. So we contemplate during meditation, or we meditate and say, everything I'm surrendering before you, before the consciousness. Then what happens is that opens up the channels for the consciousness to manifest. And this consciousness manifestation we have seen in Vibhuti Yoga. That is nothing but power of manifestation. How does it manifest? You get everything starts showing in high proportion. All the merits, you become strong, you become powerful, you become dedicated, you become committed, and whatever desires you have, that gets fulfilled. Good and bad both are there. Both you must understand. But if you are surrendering, if you are doing a very good action, sattvic, if you develop the personality of goodness and you surrender, then the entire world will be totally different for you than what you have earlier experienced. That consciousness has the ability to clear off all the obstacles that come on the way of your success in any aspect: career, relationship, situations, finances. Everything gets cleared because it will make you, it will push you to make the right choices. Because we are not going to surrender means we are not going to sit like this throughout the day. We surrender and we act. So the consciousness comes in the form of making the right choices and giving you the right direction. And they say universe conspires. We read that, no, in colloquial terms. We say, if you have a very strong desire, the universe conspires. So exactly it is this. Universe means a consciousness starts linking you with people. It starts manifesting in one or the other way. But your desire should be very strong and you must make an effort in that direction. Hard working should be there. The consciousness starts manifesting, it is pushing you, as it were, to do something, but you relax. That should not happen. You must work in that direction, you must surrender. So that is what he says. That Mayarpita Manobuddhi, if you have that, and many shlokas in the first 10, he starts talking about that. And we'll come back again because today we have limited shlokas. Suvarchala has raised one query in the last session, so we'll address that also. So after that, as he keeps on telling, he says, it comes by regular practice. You have to keep doing these activities. You should not rest. Abhyasa, he says. Then he says, finally, surrender each and every activity to me. This is very interesting and very cleverly he tells, because see, he says, now surrender your mind and buddhi. And then he says, even if you don't, you keep doing the work for me, that, this, and all, jnana, abhyasa, everything. Then he karma phala tyaga. Finally, he says he comes to that karma phala tyaga. But to do all this, no, unless we meditate, it's not possible. It is just today I decide to do something. We may be able to do for a short while. With a strong willpower, we'll be able to do. That also is our free will. Strong willpower, I have to remember. But over a few years or 1 or 2 days, then the mind goes back to its old state. So you will not be able to control beyond a certain time. Therefore, you have to do abhyasa, means regular practice of meditation or regular reminders. And those reminders are in the form of meditation. If you fix certain time in a day for meditation, then your mind will be under your control. Because when you meditate, you're going to make the mind very calm, and you will allow the mind to focus on one single thing. Dhyana, dharana, it will focus. So you know how to focus your mind. And therefore, that practice, if you do, only then the entire day you will be able to surrender, because in your mind that stays. And mind you, throughout the day, it will remind you. So that is the way we have to do. So after that, he talks about what should be the behavior of a devotee in this world, so that then only I can call him, or he will be close to me as a devotee. Bhaktaha sacha me priyaha. Priyaha, he uses that word always. So in that he has covered many, many qualities. In fact, in the entire chapter, 35 qualities are there of a true devotee. And this makes this Bhagavad Gita so beautiful, because it doesn't separate worship or meditation from the behavior, because both are interrelated, and behavior will ease the things in day to day practice. And if spirituality is not applied, then it is useless spirituality. If it is not applicable, even in the smallest thing that we do in our daily life routine, then it's not of any merit, it's not of any value. So spirituality or Bhagavad Gita becomes meaningful for everybody, whoever reads, only when it gets implemented, when it is applied. And you will get n number of chances or challenges to apply, n number of challenges, and keep applying. That is the beauty, in fact, because we all face so many big challenges. And more you want to evolve, bigger will be the challenges. Nirbhayanand Swamiji, my Guruji, used to tell that Sattvic people get bigger challenges, he says. So face them, and right now, whatever challenges you have, if you can apply any of these principles, and then you see how beautifully you'll be able to sail through. It will not affect you. And that is what we are going to discuss today. How it should not affect. Equanimity. Take everything on the same platform, same platter. The sweet, bitter, so spicy, everything should be taken uh, in the same platter, with the same mentality, with the same attitude, is what Krishna says. That means we should not sit crying, we should not be so emotional, or we should not be always breeding hatred. No emotion should be exaggerated. There should be no overreaction. Opposite of overreaction is equanimity. How do we take that? Equanimity. So I think we had stopped at um 16th. I will just quickly review, and then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 17th, I think we had stopped at. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti. When I say, you repeat, though it is muted, you can repeat looking at the your Bhagavad Gita book. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti. Na shochati na kankshati. Na shochati na kankshati. शुभाशुभपरित्यागी शुभाशुभपरित्यागी परित्यागी भक्तिमान यः स मे प्रियः भक्तिमान यः स मे प्रियः समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिः अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदम् ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदम् यथोक्तं पर्युपासते यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धानामत्परमा श्रद्धानामत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः. So we will start from 17th. If you remember, last from 16th was Anapekshaha Shuchir Daksha, no expectations or no dependence, and Shuchihi, Daksha, efficient, and all that. Now, all the dualities are coming. Yona Rishyati na dveshti. One who neither rejoices nor hates. Hate opposite allado, but he has combined like that. Yona Rishyati. Neither he rejoices at any situation, nor hates anything. Yona Rishyati. Rishya means harsha. We have seen that. Na shochati. No grieving. No grieving means he is not a wall, non-living thing. He does respond, but in moderation. No grieving. Excessive. You must put it in that bracket. Na shochati. Na kangshati. No desires. Again, as in moderation. And Shubha Ashubha Parityagi renounces good and the evil in the same way. Renounces too much of good beda nange, too much of evil beda. We'll discuss more about that. And Bhaktiman, full of devotion. Full of devotion. Bhakti, he has got devotion. Such a person is dear to me. So, one who is not too much rejoicing or hating any particular situation. How do we express these excessive emotions? Emotions are a must in spirituality, that we must understand. Uh, if you uh, if you just ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತೇಲ್ಸ್ಬಿಡುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, just leave it, just leave, that is not done. That's not the ideal way. This is my interpretation after listening to other commentaries, and I strongly feel this way. Being without emotion, being without any emotion, any kind of, like, that is not life. Life means it has to have emotions. Even plants and animals have emotions. Not having but we have to grow beyond that. We have to go through the emotions, and with understanding we have to gain control. I hope you are with me here. Just not allowing them to enter into you, no, that may not be giving you a permanent relief from emotions. One or the other day it may come up, and then it will just surface, and then we don't know how it is going to be. You cannot just ignore. In other words, you cannot ignore. Allow that emotion to happen, but with knowledge. Allow it to happen, because responding to an emotion is a sign of maturity. Responding to an emotion, a person, emotionless person, it is not a life. He has to there are some people, because when you respond to an emotion, you become a sensitive person. When you undergo some emotion, then you are able to understand another person's emotion. And if you remember, maitraha karuna evacha, empathy. Empathy means what? Karuna means what? Compassion means what? Understand another person's emotion. But if you yourself have ignored, then you will ignore others' emotions also. But being in social life, being among people, not only people, as I said, with living beings, we are living with other creatures also. Unless we emote, we are not going to build up healthy relationship. We cannot live in harmony. Very clear. I'm very, very clear, because I have seen both in my own personality. I would never allow it to come near. I would just ignore it. So that is called running away. I thought later on, I analyzed I was running away from emotions. Then I learned how to experience those emotions. And then when you experience, then what happens is sometimes you become too much depressed, too depressed or elated, or any emotion starts becoming like that. That is a time when you realize this is becoming little more jasti aitu, so will control this and excitement. So emotions you should have, but moderation. So yona rishyati andre, it's not that he sits like a wall or a dumb person. No, even an idiot doesn't have emotions. We are talking about a refined, spiritually intelligent, emotional person who knows how to control his emotions. There is there is an incident or something which makes him feel very happy, but that doesn't mean he should be too much celebrate. He can celebrate along with that, with gratitude and all that. That's different. But rejoicing, we see bursting crackers for hours together. Even when we won that women's cricket, no, I was in Pune. It continued endlessly for hours together. We could not sleep. That much is not required. This is one example I'm giving. So celebrate, enjoy. It's not that, as I said, sit in a grumpy face or dumb face or emotionless, expressionless face, not allowed. No, you should manifest that life, but controlled. So you should know that how to control excessive happiness or rejoice. Not dveshti, hatred, same thing. When there is an occasion or a situation where he literally feels like hating the whole thing. I hate myself. I hate you. You this each generation anto. I hate you. I hate you. And the children also keep telling to their parents and to grandparents, friends, I hate you. It's become a very, very common, and they go beyond that also. Those words sometimes we can't even discuss. So I hate you, I hate you. At the beda, that should not be there. I hate no word ever bardo. We discussed in our previous session. Hatred should never be there. So he may dislike, he may not feel comfortable. That is definitely there, because overnight we are not going to become a sthita prajna or sannyasi. But we must understand, be conscious, be aware that okay, ho gaya, theek hai. If we are, if we have the habit of disliking or hating something or somebody or some situation for 10 to 15 days, it gets carried, then reduce that gradually. Substitute with other thoughts. Meditation, of course, is there. Substitute. We can substitute with other reading, or diverting ourselves with art, or watching movies, attending music programs, any whichever interest, reading books, so, or taking some classes, something like that. So that should be an alternative to avoid hatred. So na hrishyati, na dveshti, na shochati. Na shochati means, again, he doesn't keep worrying or grieving, worrying. Na shochati. Sochna also we have na Hindi. So shocha means that's what how Arjuna went into deep depression. He started grieving. So don't do that. Nothing in this world deserves that much of grieving, says Krishna. And if you read the entire Bhagavad Gita, it doesn't deserve. So, because if we do that, we are wasting our time, because when our mind gets occupied with those thoughts of grief, then what happens is we are not able to work, concentrate on our allocated responsibilities. And as I said, our primary job in a day is to adhere to what we are supposed to do. If we sit grieving, no, there are people, it doesn't allow you, of course. Most of the responsible people will not sit worrying, will not sit uh, thinking of the past or something. But at times we do. And there are many people out in the world, or we also, maybe we would have done that, or we may do in future. This is a warning for us. Any grave situation, don't sit worrying about that, because again, it's not going to be permanent. We know that. No, it's not going to be permanent. We have had many such situations in the past. We have lost our dear ones, but then life has to go on. If we sit worrying, crying about them, who will cook, who will teach, who will treat patients, who will do our responsible work? And children are dependent, students are dependent. So if we sit in an unhappy this thing, it need not be, I mean, this grieving is very relative term. There may be really something which is worth the grief, like, we have lost my mother or my father or something. Then also we are supposed to get over and quickly resume our responsibilities. But sometimes the matter is so simple, but for some it may be so big. They are so sensitive, that they sit on that for days together. So that is not correct, because those days, those productive days are gone. Every day is a productive day. That we must understand, because our life is short. And two things: life is very short, and human life is very precious. 84 lakh species we have crossed, we have evolved. Amoeba if you start from amoeba, we have gone through all those species. That's what say the spiritual scientists. We have crossed all that. Even Darwin's theory says that, no, from animals. But these people have observed the number 84, 84 ಲಕ್ಷ ಯೋನಿಗಳು ದಾಟಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. So it's a very precious human life, and it is very short. So if you keep grieving and not doing what you're supposed to do, we don't know what are we going to be in our future life, because the soul journey, we should be aware. We should be always on our guard and be cheerful. Santushtaha satatam yogi, we have seen, no, be always cheerful. Think ಒರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಂಟು ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. Recently, uh, I remembered my father, actually, he used to tell that. He used to tell, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದೆ. And my mentor also, she used to put it in the margin. She used to tell, calculations ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, answers ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, we put one margin also we use, and right side, no, if you remember, when we solve mathematics paper, for calculations we put a line and we used to do those. I hope you all also would have done that. That is not taken for your evaluation. There we do 24 into 7. That time we were not using calculator, so our teachers used to say put a line and keep doing those. So my friend used to tell, put it in that side or this margin. Don't put it in the main thing. What these situations, whichever you are facing, put it in the margin. Don't to put it in the mainstream. Then only you will learn to overcome all these small things. They were seniors, my mentors. They had seen life. So they used to tell that this is not going to, this is there for everybody. Then it's there for everybody. Okay, then let us go ahead and that. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಹಚ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಒರ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹಿಂಗೆ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವೈಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಫ್ and then go forward, look forward. How can I be a better person tomorrow? So na shochati na kankshati. Kankshati means does not desire. Again, this desire refers to discontentment. We cannot live without desires. We will have, but do not be clinging to that desire, because you fulfill one, another one will come. We have discussed at length about these desires and all, but again, we should keep repeating, because that only then it will sink into our subconscious mind. So it should become automated. Whenever excessive desire comes, we must ask, do we really need it? Let me divert my mind towards something else. And the spiritual seekers, in non-spiritual also, a person who wants to just become a good person, let him focus on what is good for the society, rather than fulfilling his individualistic, self-centered desires. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು. But of course, as a householder, not a sannyasi, we are all householders. Dharma, artha, kama. These are the three purushartha, they say. That means you are entitled for dharma, entitled for kama, and dharma, artha, for money also. You are entitled. In that framework of ethics and morals, If you can earn money for your family, get the comfort, nobody says no. But beyond that, we should not go. This should be taken in that perspective, not over desirous, not over desirous. Draw a line somewhere, because desires will bring attachment, and attachment is will become the cause for your misery. How sangat sanjayate kamaha in previous second chapter. कामात् क्रोधो विजायते, क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः, सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः, स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशो, बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. This shloka I always like, so I know it by. Sangat means when you get that attachment, no? When you start thinking, contemplating, big car, SUV, it is always there. But too much of that, then you will sangat, that attachment, thought, leads to kama. I must possess it, and that desire. I must have it. I must have it. Kamat bhavati sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho vijayate. Then if I don't get it, then what? Whoever is coming on the way, or my salary doesn't allow. Somebody was telling, uh, the couple is earning decently, not too much, but they want to stay. This is a very common practical thing I'm telling. ನಾವು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹಾಸಿಗೆ ಇದ್ದಷ್ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಚಾಚಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಅರ್ನ್, ಯು ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿದಿನ್ ದಟ್ ಮಚ್. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಅದರ್ಸ್, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಗೈ ಆಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್. He's asked his sister-in-law to invest in his house. So they are earning, but the expectation is they want to live in a big, instead of 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment with high amenities, with A-grade builders in a prime locality. Idella now erskondu hode. This is only desire ka beta pota. It will children, grandchildren, great grandchildren of these desires will build up like this. This is a practical thing. Now everybody has to give. Now if they don't give, then they're angry. Sitto. You are my own relative, still you are not giving. Sitto, relation ketskododu. Why? It started with desire. Then krodho bijayate. Krodhat bhavati sammoha. How much, the more they feel they are not going to get, more they get attached to that. And sammoha means they will lose their thinking ability. They will lose the thought that he is my own brother, she is my own sister-in-law, they are my own parents. Whatever. This was our learning, no? Moha means delusion, it will mask. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Smriti vibhrama means our memory, our learning, our conditioning, our samskars, ella hogbidtade adu. That much it will obsess. More the opposition, more is that. And smriti ಭ್ರಂಶಾತ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿನಾಶ. ಬುದ್ಧಿನಾಶ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬಂದದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they will spoil the relationship. Now, and once I spoil the relationship, see, you are losing that money also. So much of money you lost. See, nobody would have given. But in that mindset, maybe you will not do your work properly. You may divert yourself to find alternate means like boozing and all. And your work also suffers. Your boss will scold you. Adella aitu buddhina pranashati. It will be disastrous. He will perish. So this is how the desire can lead. Excessive desire. Okay. Namgeshtittu. That's why I said dharma artha kama. In that framework, whatever I can afford, I should not. If bank will give loan, no, bank will decide how much you can afford. So bank hತ್ರ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳು, ಇವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. They should give, they should give. That is not done at all, but this is one of the commonest thing that is happening. I'm giving examples from what I have observed and heard. So na kankshati. If I cannot afford, it is not my cup of tea at all. That's all. I'm happy with what I have. Others may be having, but my life is good. I have many more other things. Last time we discussed, no, what are the blessings that we have. Let's keep counting on that. And let's make an attempt to improve our standard of living by hard work. We can earn on our own. What we earn, we should enjoy. Ashte, not for any other this thing. Shubha parityagi andre, that is, he's not, he's more he advances in spirituality, like Jada Bharata we told, no? He is not so much interested in attending, in getting associated with uh, some good things, auspicious things, as well as inauspicious things, Shubha, Ashubha. Celebrations also, he may 10 invitations idre, he may attend 3 or 4. He may not be, every celebration ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. There are some death ceremonies and all happening. Out of 10, he may go to 1, 2 or 3. So everything I have to go out illa, because he is happy with himself and he has his own goal, his own routine, which he has formed, so that he can be a true devotee. So spiritual seeker will not rejoice excessively, not hate. He doesn't hate only. Excessive ilve illa. Hatred should not be there. And he doesn't grieve too much, doesn't desire too much. And he is not attached to auspicious or shubha ashubha. He just rejects them. And bhaktiman, because he is totally absorbed in devotion. So for us, you and I, who are all working, no, here also this can be applied, because our work is our responsibility, our duty. It is a way we are giving back to the society. So that if we do our work completely and following all this, whatever comes on the way. Today I should share this. I will not take the name. One more, professional jealousy and hatred. I want to organize one CME. I told somebody, I said, I want to call these two people. He said, ma'am, don't call them. Don't call them together. You mind you, this is, I'm talking about two senior most people. They just can't stand each other. They just can't stand each other, and they are senior doctors. So this again, a lot of examples. Whenever I get these examples, I was wondering. I said one topic I want to give it to this person. The another one I will give clinicians. Said no, they cannot stand, because both are equally meritorious. But that has made them so egoistic that they were friends at one time, it seems, but now they are enemies. Next is that only. Next shloka comes that. Samah shatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoho. Again duality, see. Shitoshna samadukkeshu samaha sanga vivarjitaha. Samaha shatrau cha mitre cha. Whether he is your friend or foe, enemy, you have to be uh, considering them equal, with equanimity again. Shatru and Shatru is enemy. Mitra is friend. So both opposites, Krishna says everywhere, he is bringing dualities, opposites. Treat them as the same, Ante. Treat opposites. How is it possible? Very difficult. But with logic and surrender, both it's possible. You must have logic also. Logic will help us to understand at a basic level, and to reinforce that or to implement it with the conviction, surrender will help. Meditation will help. Very logic ninda agala. It is not possible. So he says, as the same example which I gave just now, it's not enough if we are intelligent, if we are high performers, high achievers. In the process, if we build enemies, usually a person who is successful builds enemies. That we know, statement, broad statement, because there are many people who are jealous of somebody's achievements. That is fine. But for that person, supposing I am an achiever, and there are so many people who are jealous of me, that is their headache. But when I see them, I should not get perturbed. Yasman no dvijate, no udvignata, no anxiety, no agitation when I see them. Mine. I am talking about me. I am a follower of Bhagavad Gita. So as a bhakta, Krishna says. So if I have to deal with them, I should not, like, even if they have some animosity with me, it is my responsibility to make them feel secured. How I can do is I can go and tell them that I am with you. I will not compete with you, but I will complement. Together we can collaborate and do something good. See, every person will have a unique strength. They should not compete in the same area. Each one will have, they can show their merit in another area. This person has in X area, that person has in Y area. Together they could build big projects or companies or whatever. I'm talking about the so-called high performers or high achievers. That is where then this shatrutva and everything will come. Even among the countries we have shatrutva. No, that is okay because it's a large thing. But still, if you see our prime minister, he tries to make friendship with all countries except one or two. which are gone cases where nothing can be done. So there, but no animosity, like, just give neutral and keep them where they are, and we are here. That much. Don't every day think of that Chatru. That is not that is not to be done. Anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. With some people, with all, we cannot be in a friendly way. Still, it is okay. But don't breed hatred. Be neutral with them. And when they come and approach you, you should not show that hatred. You should, if they come to shake hands, you should shake hands as long as they're harmless. Of course, that implies. So, Shatraucha Mitrecha, Mana Apamana. This is very, very, very important. So one day somebody will appreciate you, somebody will felicitate, Mana. They will felicitate, they'll put you on this one, and everywhere there is appreciation, and you really feel, you are at the top of the world. On the other hand, sometimes you will be insulted very badly. It can happen many times, no? Sometimes outside world will insult you. At home they will appreciate. Or vice versa also can happen. Outside they will appreciate you. At home somebody will say, what dosa you have done, what idli you have done, what is this and that. So for both, no, that's okay. This also is okay for me, that also is okay. So both should be taken in a saman. Not easy. But when somebody is felicitating you or something, we just offer it to God and say it is yours. Your prasad. I am not the doer. When we take this thought, that felicitation or so much of respect and all that we receive, it will not bother us. It won't touch us. End of the day, we should not be in a very high and excitement state. We should not be there. Come back. Of course, we feel good. Who doesn't like? You feel, but come back to normalcy as early as possible. And later, if somebody insults you in public, that time also be quiet. You can respond. If you have not done anything, we do respond. We will not keep quiet. But don't allow it to linger in your mind for days together. You hingan vitro. That time, no, it happened like this. They have insulted. It's gone. Because if you remember, if you agree with me, whenever these laws are there, no, they trigger some learning within. And sometimes the insults will bring out the best in you, because it will direct you to another place or another situation where you will explore, maybe something else is there. And that time you'll realize this had to happen. I was relaxing, I was complacent, and this insult triggered me. This is how a devotee will take, not otherwise. Ordinary person will he will go into deep depression with that insult. And there was one professor, again I'm talking with my this thing, he was rejected promotion in a professional college in our native place. He was rejected a promotion. He was due. He was very capable, very competent. But for the reasons known to the management and the colleagues, he was not given that promotion. He committed suicide at the age of 55, 56. Children were grown up. He hung himself. So this is like, he could not bear that insult. So more, as I said, more high performer, high achievers, intelligent we are, if we do not grow in our emotional quotient and spiritual quotient, disasters like this will happen. Disasters. Another classmate of mine whose thesis got rejected, but for the third time, of course, he was in Mumbai, my classmate. So he committed suicide. It was a very bad, thing which unfortunate for him. That guide was very, very bad. But death was, or committing suicide, ending our life was not an answer. He could have waited for some time, or alternate ways were there, gone to court, take a break, something will be there. But a weak-minded person will do. But if you're devoted, if you are in Bhakti Marga, if you are a spiritual seeker, then you will not do such a thing. First of all, we don't know. We may attract better teachers or guides if you are in Bhakti. Not that he was not, he was a very good person. It was his bad luck. But you will find an alternative, very constructive solution to get over your grief. So, mana, apamana should be taken on the same platform so that you don't become too much depressed like this and commit suicide or take antidepressants or go for get addicted to something. That should not be there. Shitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu. Again, Shita Ushna. Shita is cold. And Ushna is hot. Sukha is happiness. Dukkha is sorrow. Shita Ushna Sukha Dukkheshu Samaha. Again, he says. Same mentality, equanimity. Be equal. When somebody had sent one picture, I could have projected that. The same tree, when there is fall, you find it fully bare with no leaves, no flowers. Come spring, again it starts blooming, the same tree. So the tree is not the same in this season and that season. You will find it totally different. So that is exactly how Sukha and Dukkha alternate in our life. Kabhi khushi, kabhi gum. I mean, one more, that some movie is a Khatta Meetha. Khatta Meetha. So Khatta, always the life is Khatta Meetha. Khatta is sour, Meetha is sweet. And that combination only gives beauty to the life and it brings out the best. It can never be only sweet. It can never be only bitter. It can never be only sour or spicy. Therefore, that thought we should have in our mind. Again, whenever it comes, this is going to be there. During that time, when it is too cold, we don't get out. When too much of miseries or problems are around us, just go within. Try to get more knowledge, more awaken, more connection with the consciousness, more. Naturally, the mind will learn to go within only when there is sorrow. You can observe your own mind. When we are happy, aha, everything is so good. It is very evident, even during the day, different times of the day also. When we are related, when everything is happy, when our colleagues are talking to us nicely, when parents are good and all, then we are watching TV, movie, matadtive, phone martive, we are WhatsApp chatting. But something goes wrong, then we will open Bhagavad Gita. But it's okay that something should happen, no? Then only we open Bhagavad Gita. So at least during that time, we are close to our consciousness by way of Bhagavad Gita or whatever. So that's okay. So repeatedly, we must tell this to ourselves. When happiness comes, oh mind, be careful. When dukkha comes, mind, it's okay. Let's wait. So samaha, sangha vivarchitaha. Sangha means attachment. With these, we should not have attachment. With what? With mitra, shatru, mana, apamana, shita, ushna, sukha, dukkha. With all these, we should not have attachment. That means we should not be breeding them in our mind. Breeding and brooding, both. We should not keep always obsessed with that. That is sangha. Attachment means we live in that, living in that particular situation. Very simple exercise which I follow is, so whenever something disturbs my mind, no, I try to divert. Need not be Bhagavad Gita. I just divert it with something or go for a walk, take a break, and then come back to Bhagavad Gita or start contemplating when things disturb. So that is one of the ways I am developing now, to develop detachment to that particular situation or that which is troubling me. Nor we should be attached to the happiness also, because as I told you, my one more example I will give you. One retired person was there. I was very young at that time. He had written some song, and it was broadcasted in the radio. And that time we used to have a tape recorder. So very nice. But every day he will play his that song and listen. Morning, Madhyana, Sayankala, night. He will be listening. He wants to be in that mode where he feels so happy that I have written, it has been broadcasted. It's good. But continuously being in that mode, then what happens? That is a respect, mana. Once something goes wrong, then you'll become totally withdrawn. Then you continuously be thinking of that only. So both extremes should not be there. So sangha means, sangha vivarjitaha means you should not have attachment to any of this. That means don't be there, respond, enjoy, manifest, celebrate, and react. No overreaction. Reaction is good. No overreaction. I told you the graph should not be like this. It should just little bit here and there. So there is a mean, as I said, steady state of the mind, just like drug concentration. steady state. You just let it, allow it to respond, come back, respond, come back. It is, life is going to be like this. This we must accept as his doing. And why does it happen? Innum ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ logic hodre, why are we getting these disturbances, suffering and all? Because our karma, isn't it? We are paying for what we did. It is nothing but what we deserve. This also we should accept. And little more deeper, if I go, they say Sattvic people, more people practice this, more challenges, because we are getting rid of our karmas in a very short time. That way also it can be perceived. So there are many ways we can perceive our discomforts or miseries or challenges, whatever you want to call it. One is its own, our own karma. Big challenges means, okay, I will face it. It's not that, oh, nam karma anta, we should not be inactive, we should act also. Surrender and act. When you act, that intensity of trauma also comes down. When you act, because your mind goes into solutions. As I said, we should become solution finder and not live in that problem. Living in that problem is sangha. We should give up that. Sangha vivarjitaha. Vivarja means get rid of that attachment, he says. Next, he says, Tulya nindaha stutihi mauni. Tulya nindaha stuti antandre, andre, again, Ninda and Stuti. Ninda means criticizing. People comment, criticize, troll online. So that is Ninda. Stuti is appreciation. Again, he comes to duality. Tulya, Ninda, Stuti, Mauni, silence. He has brought one more here. So, Santushto. Santushto means who is content. Again, he has brought Santushtaha Satatam Yogi, he said. Here he said, Santushto yena kenachit, means whatever happens, he is contented. This contentment is after wisdom. Again, understand, underline. It is not like a person who is totally dumb, insensitive, like a wall. It's not like that. He may appear, these wise people may appear like that, because unless we go to one level, we can't appreciate wisdom also. A wise person has gone through those emotions and learned to control them, and therefore considers appreciation or criticism with the same equanimity, and who is silent. Silence means not uh, shutting our mouth, shutting our mind also. We have to be calm. The chaotic mind with so many inputs throughout the day, it will start making its own judgments, and it will start getting layered after layer in the subconscious mind, which becomes permanent as long as this, I mean, as long as not we are alive. It goes beyond that also, as long as the soul continues its journey, because that becomes part of our subtle body. Mind, buddhi, ahankara become subtle mind, subtle body, sukshma sharira, linga sharira it's called. That will, so whatever we think, whatever, it leaves an impression, and that is our karma. It goes to our karma, baggage of karma. Good thoughts, good karma. Bad thoughts, bad karma. Therefore, Mauni means not only words and actions, even in his thoughts, he is silent. He is silent and the mind cannot be empty. It has to be engaged somewhere. So he will keep putting his mind in higher things. Now, sattvic driven actions. Today, I was reading Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's some statement. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, if you have heard, he tells him in his conversation that you are also Rajasika only. Everybody has to become sattvic one or the other day, but your actions are driven by sattvic mode. That means you want to do actions which help. He was an educationist, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar in Bengal, West Bengal. So, therefore, our action should be there. Our mind cannot be empty. Let it be replaced, substituted with always higher thinking. Like Mahatma Gandhi said, no, simple living, high thinking. Think higher things. How can I improve? We all are all busy. All of you are doctors here. So we have our professions, but otherwise, we are homemakers, or even house, we have so much of work to do. As a homemaker, there are so much. In fact, homemakers are much busier than professionals, because they think of so many things to run the family. So when we have so much of work to do for others, where is the time to waste in unnecessary thinking, unnecessary gossiping and all that? Not required. Mental gossiping, not words. Mentally also we keep thinking. So we should not do that. Mauni, santushto means again contented with anything. Aniketa, yena kenachit, aniketaha. This is a nice word. Aniketaha means he says such devotees do not have any home. Do not have any home means they do not uh, get attached to one particular place. That you must understand. They do not get attached to any one particular place. As a householder, how can we go every day here and there? That's okay. But if we are placed elsewhere for a short time, we should not be uncomfortable, because any place you go, you should be comfortable. You should adapt. You should adjust. That is one meaning. Another meaning they say is Aniketa means he's not concerned about the body. Body is also considered as a home for the Atman. So, so they say it is he is not body conscious. He is not worried about his body. Too much worried illa. As much as required for his sadhana, that much he'll be worried. Otherwise, he is not. So he doesn't have a home. Sthiramatihi, steady-minded, steady, as I told you, not too much perturbed. Bhaktiman me priyo naraha. Bhaktiman again, full of devotion. Priyo naraha. So that is it. And last coming, ये तो धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तास्ते भक्ताः ते भक्ताः means plural ते अतीव मे प्रियाः. Those who follow this dharma, which is amrita also. Amrita means immortal. Immortal. Dharma amrita means Ranganathananji gives a slightly a different meaning. He says dharma is what we follow outside. Amrita is within. That means we go deeper to become immortal. Immortal means going, not that this body will become, it will not have death, hangala. We will get over that. That means we become liberated. So that way it is becoming immortal. And this knowledge will become a dharma. That means a right way of life. Right way of life. To live in harmony with others. So, yetu dharmyamritam idam yathoktam paryupasate. Yatha uktam means the way as described above. All these 35 qualities. Endured with shraddha. Shraddha dhana, and means with great devotion, with a great shraddha is belief or faith apart from devotion. Devotion is devotion to God or devotion in the activity. Believing in that, believing in whatever this we have told. That means, in other words, we will have that conviction. I strongly believe in this. Therefore, I do that. Namge belief barde hodalle, our efforts will not be complete. Only when we really believe in what we are doing, no, we will give our 100%. So he says, those who follow this, whatever has been described above, yatha uktam. Uktam means told, as described. Whatever we have told, this dharma and amrita, if they do it, paryupasate means they follow as worship or meditation, whatever, endured with shraddha, and regarding me as a supreme. Me means I told you, there is a consciousness. He is called as Krishna. That's all. That consciousness is all pervading energy, and that if we consider a supreme goal, and bhaktaha, then we are mat parama bhaktaha te ativa me priyaha. Such people are exceedingly devoted to me. So the entire thing, whatever he has described now, that will help us uh, both physically and mentally. That means physically, Andre, what actions we do, no? We are asked to do our regular responsibility. As we perform the activities, we have to mingle with people. And the situations are created mostly because of people only, isn't it? People only, in the interpersonal only it comes. So when we follow these principles, which go beyond morals, actually beyond moral and ethical values, they are slightly above. It's not only ethics. Be honest, don't be corrupt, don't tell lies, idella morals ethics. He's going one step above, so that we manifest the divinity. Not an ordinary human being. Ordinary good human being lives with all morals and ethical values. A divine person is one level above, and Bhagavad Gita is making us go there. That will give us both dharma and amrita. When you go one step above, you will never ever think of telling lies or cheating or corrupt or not. All that is totally gone for us. So naturally, we will not do that. Not only that, but it will help us to go within and reach that state slowly, not immediately. Slowly, it will take us to Amritatva. It will take us to Amritatva. So that is the whole gist of this chapter. So that completes chapter 12. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita so Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadashodhyayaha. That completes 12 chapter. We have taken a little more time. Any questions? This chapter is very practically oriented. All are same, but which is very close to what we do and what we have seen day to day. N number of examples you yourself will start searching. Please read this again and again, and it's worth memorizing. It is worth memorizing. Okay, open for any questions or additions, clarifications. Yes, anybody? Padmaja, we'll start from Padmaja. She will have critical thinking. She will do. Padmaja, are you there? Anita? Shubha?
Nothing from my side, ma'am. I need some time to digest it. That's all.
Okay, but are they very difficult to digest or
No, in the sense, ma'am, it is relevant, but at what level, uh, from what level we should look at is something I think the person has to decide.
very correct? At what
Mm,
level? Yeah, actually, no, this is not. I don't know. With every level, yeah, you keep growing, but in the truest sense, it is absolute truth, Shubha. Absolutely, it should be followed. But as we grow, only we will grow step by step. So you are correct. But the level to be reached is there is no ambiguity there. It's one. Don't hate anybody means don't hate. Don't show anger means don't show. What we do is how can we live without anger? We say no. But in the highest state, there should be no anger whatsoever, they say. But we say children also should be shown some anger, then only they'll be tamed. That is at our level. That is what you are referring to, I think. But in the absolute, realized, highest devoted state, there is no anger, there is no hatred, or it doesn't exist only. Good and
No,
bad
ma'am.
both.
To reach that
Yeah,
level, one has to have such a great willpower, to let go of the emotions or
yeah,
whatever
correct.
ದಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರಸ್ತೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಸೈಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮುಂದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ದಾರಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾ ಹಂಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ಅದೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್. ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೌತ್. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. We are chasing a mirage if we are logical. Mind my words. I told this to somebody. That person got very angry because, as you told, it depends on their level of evolution or whatever. If we look here and there, we get stranded, and they are crocodiles. ಯಾವ್ದೋ hatred
ಎಸ್
ಇದು.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
They're all ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲೇಬೇಡಿ, ಬೇಡ ನನ್ಗೆ ಇದು. I want to be here. This is my goal. That's what he says. No, Shraddha Dhana Mat Parama. That goal, that overcoming the hatred, negativity, we are supposed to go beyond both, actually good and bad, but at least let us cross the negativity and bad, this one, to reach that level. So the goal is different. Other margin, that answer sheet what my friend told, ಈ ಕಡೆನೂ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು we go ahead. then you will get the results. You are right.
Yes,
ಅದು
ma'am.
ವಿಲ್
Yes,
ಪವರ್
ma'am.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಶುಭ, ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕು. Will power and meditation. Willpower, meditation. Meditation will build the willpower, whatever we have. Some people have got very strong willpower. It helps
Yes,
them to
ma'am.
surrender. It helps them to surrender. Some people have very weak willpower. ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲೇ
Yes,
ಇಲ್ಲ
ma'am.
ಸತ್ವ ಅವರಿಗೆ it strengthens.
Mm.
It brings the balance in whatever state you are. Whatever state you are, that surrender is required. And that comes only when you meditate. ಲಾಜಿಕ್ಕು ಇರ್ಲಿ, ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪವರು ಇರಬೇಕು. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಎರಡು, ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಗೋ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಗೋಲ್. My goal is not to get stuck here because my goal is far. I mean, it's a journey across different births. This is one station, one area I am. I have to improve. I have to go further. And it is my life. I have to improve. But live with our in harmony. ಪಂಗ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ ಜೋಡಿನೋ, ನೀನ್ ಯಾರು ಹೋಗೋ, ನೀನ್ ಯಾರು ಹೋಗೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ in a very different way, like tortoise, no, like be with them but not be with them hinge, because we have to define our goal. We must really understand that our life is very precious, Shubha, very short, very precious. What best we can to evolve ourselves, that we have to do, and focus should be on our improvement. Along with that, yesterday I read one more, I can share that with you. Now we
Mm.
keep asking others to change, no, but
Yes, ma'am.
maybe we are evolved so much that that person has written, some foreign author it is. Very beautifully I saw, because I used to do that mistake. I used to tell people, idin madri, adin madri, like Rishabha tells, no? We have to tell, no doubt. But we cannot expect them to think if we are little above. With Bhagavad Gita, there are many who don't even know that. And maybe we are living with them, but we cannot ask them, we cannot expect them to quickly become like us. No, they may be 1,000 years below, I mean inferior to this soul's journey. If your soul is maybe 100 years, they may be one first year. So let your energy do that ಅಂತ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Don't try to change them, let your energy, because they will not take when we tell. They will not take, but but you should tell, even if they get little bit in a nice way. But your energy, you know, the way you speak, the way you behave, when you bring those changes, those vibes will change them, it seems. That is what some very nice statement I got. So you take care of your energy levels, you take care of your vibrations. Your liberation is only you. With living in harmony with them, you have to do that. That is a challenge.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Yeah, but it's a
Yes,
very
ma'am.
big challenge. Yeah, you are right. It takes time. But let's make that resolution that come what may, our goal will not change. Our goal is
Yes, ma'am.
different. That may takes us away from that problem. If we are trying to find happiness in changing them or trying to bring an ideal situation at home or outside, then it is a mirage. We must try, but the end result is a mirage, what I'm saying. We must try. It may come, it may not come. But let's not waste or drain our energy in that process. Our goal should not become far. You understand? We should be
Yes,
close.
ma'am.
Yeah. Our goal is we have to improve. Yes. Anything else? Anybody? Mallikarjun, anything you want to say?
Ma'am, like regarding hatred and all, I think, like I believe it's a difference of ideologies. Like we should not be
Ah,
hating the person as an individual.
correct.
It's like ideologies. Like we should present the facts. If they
Ah,
change, it's left to them.
correct. You are right.
Hating them personally is of no use, I think.
Yes.
Second thing, like coming to changing a person, like a person doesn't change.
Hmm.
I saw a YouTube video. They change
Ah,
for themselves, not for others.
others. Very
If
correct.
they find it like if it's useful or if it's logical to them, then they change. Otherwise, if they
They'll
keep
change.
on trying, it's a waste
Yeah.
of time only.
Waste of time. A person will change only when he wants to change.
Yes,
Never
ma'am.
ever, yes.
He finds
No,
something like different, or if he is convinced, then he will change.
then he will change.
Otherwise,
The right
they
time has
don't.
to come. Yes, correct,
No.
correct, correct. And
Yes, ma'am.
also, it depends on from where they will that advice comes. No, they should be liking that person, or they should have regards, or they should have something. All that matters, and the time has to come. That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Ideologies will be different. You are right, and we must respect everybody's ideologies. And one more thing before I will leave it to you. We must ಈಗ not in the true sense. A blind person, we have vision, somebody is blind. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಅವಾಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಪಾಪ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾಷನ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ. That is how
Yes,
it is.
ma'am.
If a person is not behaving in a matured way, then they are blind to the truth. They're
Yes,
blind.
ma'am.
They're blind. So we must treat them as blind person. May God give them the vision and the way we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
got. We are sitting here because it's a homework and God's grace. It's a lot of effort which has gone over several years, several births, not years, several births. And therefore we are here. If somebody is not here, maybe they are good, but if they are not towards divinity or accepting the supreme and all, then they are like blind persons. So we should be compassionate, and one or the other day they will come. It's not that every human has to grow. So it's the only we are ahead, they are a little behind. Yes, sorry, go ahead, Mallikarjun, something you were saying.
Ashta, ma'am. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anita, Suvarchala. Suvarchala, your this one comes in the next session. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, regarding today's discussion, anything? Anita, Kavita, Suvarchala?
No, ma'am.
No,
No, ma'am.
that's okay. Yeah, Anita, anything? Okay. So in that case, so Achala, you were saying, no, with that we can wind up so that we can go to the next chapter in the next quickly. You were saying from third shloka, right?
No, 8th, ma'am.
No, but you were saying it was contradicting. Eighth
That's what.
shloka
From
says
11th, ma'am.
8th, 9th, 10th,
10th
11th.
and 11th.
Okay, 8th shloka, Mayeva mana adasva, Mayi buddhim niveshaya, Nivasishyasi Mayeva, Ata Udron, the Samshayaha. That means you fix your mind, intellect, then you will live in me. If you are not able to fix steadily on me, okay, then by Abhyasa Yoga, that means make it as a habit. Okay, so fix andre, I'll sit today, I'll surrender to you. But it's not possible. Again, I'm coming back. And they do it abhyasa. That he says in the 9th shloka. Correct, no? Atha
Yes, ma'am.
chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mai sthiram. If you